Hello, and welcome to the first ever episode of our brand new podcast, Face for Radio. Thank you all so much for choosing to join us as we talk about things we know absolutely nothing about. Today, we begin to discuss the ins and outs of a few conspiracy theories, deciding just how real they are, so that you don't have to. So make sure, while you're listening, you have a comfy pillow, a fluffy blanket, and a nice warm brew, because, well, listening to us, you're almost guaranteed to fall asleep before the end. Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of our brand new show, Face for Radio, in which a few of us university friends sit around hiding our ugly, ugly faces behind a microphone so that you don't have to see them while we talk at you.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, standard.
So, today, my name is Sam Brown.
Only today.
Thank you. That was the point where you were supposed to cheer and clap.
Hey, well done, son.
Go
on, son.
Yeah.
I worked hard for this name.
Fair.
And I am joined by the absolutely fabulous Reuben Frederick Austin.
That's me.
Well done, Reuben. Hey.
Thank you so much.
Did you say... Hang on. Did you say that's me?
I did.
I'm going to pull you up straight away. Okay. This is episode 1 of this brand new podcast. And,
I'm aware.
And you have opened it up, introducing yourself as, that's me.
Well, yeah, because you already said my name.
Well, I know, but I was just expecting, something, dead funny.
Oh, I mean, you would be mistaken to think that I can be funny.
Well...
Go on, Reuben, give it a go, son.
Hang on. We'll give him another go.
We'll try again.
This is... The start is working out really well here. So, I'm Sam Brown, everyone. Just today.
Woo! Hey.
Thank you. And I'm joined by the absolutely fabulous Reuben Frederick Austin.
What do you get when you cross Han Solo with a Venn diagram?
Oh my god, he's gone for a what do you get joke.
Go on.
Comparison Ford.
I mean...
And also I'm joined by the constantly dim-witted Scott Copeland.
Oh, hi. You're right.
See, that was perfect.
See, that was much better.
That's how you do it, Reuben.
Somehow.
That's how you do it. Right. You got to play into your character, and I'm the village idiot.
I'm crying a bit.
I don't understand how that was less of a response and yet so much more perfect.
I try my best. Do the bare minimum and hope for the best.
Reuben, you're supposed to be the intelligent one. Okay, so we're going for tropes here. So
the fact he's been outdone by me, that is just.
So we roped in Scott to be the guy that we have to explain things to, right?
I mean a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So and I'm obviously the charismatic, charming one of the group.
Whatever paddles you can use, Sam.
So you're supposed to be the the dead geeky one who just comes up with random facts. We'll be talking
wait until I start talking about lizard people, right? Then I will be the geeky one. Do not worry.
No, but what I mean is we'll be talking about our own stuff, and you'll just be actually, I'd like to confirm that, and then say a random non-interesting fact that we don't really care about.
Did you know that dynamite is an ingredient in bubblegum?
That would have been a much better intro. Why didn't you go with that first?
So you want to go, and this is Reuben Austin. And I go, did you know?
You went for a joke like that, and you had something that fat like that in your back pocket, and you didn't use it. I mean, come on, mate.
Got to save the good stuff for part way through. Are we allowed to swear?
Okay. I don't know.
See what happens, innit?
Just wing it, you'll be fine.
You know what? Maybe we should have had this discussion beforehand.
We probably should have.
Yeah, but it's
we
funny
said in
when
the
it's
chat
live,
we were going
isn't it?
to.
Well, hey, by the power of editing, this long string of swear words that Scott Copeland will throw at us right now.
Perfect.
He is already playing into the trope. I love it.
I'm trying my best. All right.
So, what are we now? Like, we've got a few minutes
We're about
in.
7 minutes in.
So this is the show.
Hey.
I'd just like to throw out there, this, I don't know if you guys would agree, this might be bad marketing, but if you've listened all the way till now and haven't switched us off, thank you. If you've listened to now and haven't switched us off and have been dead bored, then it's not going to get any better.
Yeah, sorry.
We'll try.
So, like, you might as well just turn us off at this stage. However...
I think that might be bad marketing,
That's
Sam.
appalling marketing.
Yeah, but now, you see, now, we're at the point in like, our recording where anyone that's listening now is actually really interested, so the people who eventually, when we get, like, big and famous, are, like, our massive fans and, like, follow us around everywhere like a cult, will be the people that, at the start, really actually liked us for who we are.
You seem to be putting a lot of faith in this podcast, Sam.
You got everything riding on this.
No, but I mean, it'll obviously come off the back of, like, our fame outside of this as well.
Yeah, because we're all going to be dead famous.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we may as well start now.
Yeah, that would be a plan.
Yeah.
I guess. So, essentially, what we're going to be doing is every time we come together and have a chat, we are going to have a category of things that we are going to talk about that we've done some research into over the week, and that we found pretty interesting and interesting enough to talk to each other about. We're all going to pitch our part of the category, and at the end, we'll all have a little debate about which one is sort of the best or the most believable, depending on what the category is, and see whose area of knowledge seemed to be the best for that episode. So, today we are going to be talking about... So we needed a WHAMMER for the first episode of this.
A WHAMMER.
So,
Proper WHAMMER.
what's wrong with WHAMMER?
There's so many better words you could have used.
Go on then, Scott.
I might have gone with Whopper.
Whopper you could have used.
No. Reuben said that.
Humdinger you could have used.
Okay, let me
A
just...
real
hang on.
humdinger.
Let me just, for your benefit only, Scott, let me go back 20 seconds and just, like, re-record that whole segment so I can change the word whammer to humdinger. Yeah, I'm sure everyone will enjoy that much more.
Okay.
Oh, goodness me.
Okay, so, we wanted to start the series with a real humdinger, guys.
Hey.
So, the first category that we decided to talk about is conspiracy theories. Ooh.
We didn't even time that.
As if on cue. So, obviously, there's a lot of people talking about conspiracies, especially, like, recently. There's been loads of videos on YouTube and things like that. Won't get into details about who's been doing what. But we all decided to choose a conspiracy theory that we wanted to talk about. And we're just going to be having a little chat about them today. We're not saying any of these to offend anyone that believes in these conspiracies that we're talking about or feels strongly about them. We just want to talk about the facts and, like, how believable they are, really, like, from an outsider point of view.
Well, we're going to try and not offend people. But if it happens, it happens.
That's a bold statement, Scott.
Yeah, it really is. So Scott is, like, from the very start, the least favourite member of this cast for the audience.
He's like, yeah, if we offend people, we offend people. They can have it.
This guy came in and told the other guy to change the word whammer to humdinger, right? Can you believe that to start? And then he had the audacity to say that he's just going to offend people, as if freedom of speech is actually a thing.
Bear in mind, Sam, that I'm an idiot at best. So, like...
Don't put yourself down, Scott.
That is a point, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like...
Yeah, there's two kinds of people, really.
I would like to refer to my original statement that you're not an idiot, you're just, like, constantly dim-witted.
And that makes it better. That makes it better, does it?
Yeah, a bit.
I would say it does.
That's just like saying I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
No, it's like you're intelligent, but you have no common sense.
Yeah, but that's fair. That's the first statement.
So, like, if you're given time to think about something, which you have been in preparation for this. So we're expecting big things from your conspiracy.
Oh yeah, solid hour.
Brilliant. Thank you. So, who wants to start? I think we'll start with Reuben.
Sure.
Nerd.
So, if you introduce to us in a second, what conspiracy theory that you will be talking about, and then you can just start us on our journey through the category itself, and then we'll pick up afterwards.
Stunning. Fantastic. So, for my conspiracy theory, I've decided to go with lizard people who allegedly live among us. This theory was started off by a guy called David Icke, who is a former football player. Apparently, I think he played for Leicester.
Okay, what time period is he, like, old?
He's quite old now. He's
still alive.
now.
Okay,
He's still
so
going,
not
yeah, he's
like it's
kicking.
not like a hundreds of years type of thing. It's like relatively new.
He was releasing books and stuff like in the 90s and the early noughties.
Okay.
Back in the...
And he was he was born in 52, and in 1990 he was a spokesman for the Green Party.
Oh,
Okay.
So a man of some repute.
Hell of a leap he's made there.
Yeah, and
I mean,
he's,
it's all green related, isn't it?
Very true.
I think I would need football knowledge for that, which I just don't have.
No, but I mean like lizards.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, lizards, the Green Party. It's all the same thing, isn't it?
Exactly.
No, he was a goalkeeper for Coventry City and Hereford United.
I feel like this is irrelevant information now.
It super is.
This is Marx deducted.
He's just padding it out.
In 1990, he visited a psychic, and the psychic told him that he'd been placed on Earth for a purpose, and he would begin to receive messages from the spirit world.
As all great men do.
Sort of the following year, he announced that he was the son of the Godhead.
Wow.
And then didn't go on to explain what that means. So already he's a man of some credibility.
Yeah, he's literally like the spawn of a deity. That's...
Yeah, it's a bold claim, much like Scott claiming that he doesn't care if he offends people.
Well, I do care. If it happens, it happens.
So this did you say Godhead?
Son of the Godhead.
And
The exact
there is
quote.
no like background information to that at all.
Godhead.
No, he appeared on Wogan to talk about it with Tez Wogan.
Okay.
And he thought that the world would soon be devastated by tidal waves and earthquakes.
Right.
And then it wasn't any more than usual. So
Any more than usual, yeah. I mean, I guess then, in a sense, he was right.
Yeah.
It wasn't devastated, but it was hit as much as usual.
There were some earthquakes and tsunamis, so
Like the only way to sort of discredit that is if they'd stopped entirely.
yeah. Well, a lot of this is going to be based on you can't really discredit it.
I think that's the gist with a lot of these things, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like there is little to no proof of any of the things that he comes out with,
Okay.
and I just sort of take his word for it. You know what I mean? So he believes that the universe is made up of vibrational energy and contains an infinite number of dimensions that share the same space. And from one of these dimensions came what he calls the Archons, or the Anunnaki, which are a race of shape-shifting reptilians that shapeshift into human form and become like world leaders and celebrities and stuff and influence the course of humanity.
I mean...
Okay. I'm going to jump in there and say there is only one thing that I'm aware of on this universe that's made from pure vibrational energy, and that's Scott. So, from the very start, it's quite a bold claim.
It is, yeah. That's only Scott seems to have provided evidence for the existence of lizard
Maybe
people.
Scott is also son of the Godhead, and we're just discovering this.
I mean, it's.
I think Scott is either son of the Godhead or a lizard.
I mean, it's hard to tell if you're insulting me or complimenting me, to be honest.
I get that a lot, Scott.
Scott, have you ever had an experience where you your body just changes into something else and you can't really explain it?
Particularly a lizard.
I mean, I turned into a whale in Moby Dick. That's the closest I've got.
This is unexplained and
Okay.
out of context.
I think we should leave it like that.
Yes.
personally. I
But
think that's...
Scott
Turned
did
into a
once
whale in
turn
Moby
into a
Dick.
whale in Moby
Other
Dick
than that,
because he was alive back
there's
then.
no other kind of noticeable changes to prove I'm a lizard.
Well, that's what a lizard would say.
Very true.
It is. This is true.
Well, I guess a lizard might not say that. Depends on what lizards have said in the past.
Depends on the lizards. Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
So, David Icke says that these genetically modified human reptiles are part of what's known as the Babylonian Brotherhood, and they appeared in ancient times, and they've been driving humanity towards an Orwellian fascist New World Order, where freedom of speech has ended, and we are all basically slaves under the power of the lizard people. Would you believe it? So,
freedom of speech has ended. Would you? Would you argue that freedom of speech has ended nowadays? Very political.
That's more political than I was expecting in a conversation about lizard people.
Freedom of speech hasn't ended here, that's for sure. Not for Scotty.
I mean, like, I don't.
Scott's speech is freer than ever.
In terms of like when you're talking about things and like on media and stuff, freedom of speech, there's a very thin line, isn't there, between like what you're free to say and what's just wrong to say.
Yeah. Well, my ruling on that has always been, if we're going to go like philosophical, that you can say what you want as long as it doesn't discredit someone else's existence. If I said I believe in lizard people and you said I don't, great,
that's
fair
fine.
enough. That's just opinions, innit? If I like, I don't know how political I'm going to go right now.
We'll see.
Oof, goodness me. If I was to say this certain person has rights and you were to say they're subhuman, that would then not be okay.
So then I guess that I agree completely. But then would you say that for someone that sounds really bad, for someone not to be able to say you don't have rights, is that the lizards doing?
So would the lizards a positive force?
No, like what I mean is like, I guess if people before, say like something like Twitter, which is like commonly a very toxic place to be for a lot of people. Say Twitter was around like 1,000 years ago, right?
Okay.
And people then would have been tweeting like, because obviously views have changed so much, people would have been tweeting racist things and sexist things.
So nothing's changed.
Well, yeah, okay. So a lot more of the percentage of the world would have been tweeting about like slavery and stuff, right? Like,
probably.
Like, you know what I mean? So like, are the lizards responsible for us not doing that now?
That depends on who's the lizard, I suppose.
I guess.
Sam, who would you define as a lizard then, with that analogy?
I have no idea what these lizards are yet, Scott. You should ask Reuben.
Who would you define as a lizard then, with that analogy?
Well, David Icke has gone so far as to blame certain events on the lizards.
Like what?
Certain sort of like calamities in human history, such as the Holocaust, the Oklahoma City bombing, and 9/11.
Well,
he says were the doing of lizard people.
He's literally going for humans are all good.
I suppose. I don't know if he's saying humans are definitely good, but I think he's saying any of these big sort of the course of human history changing events have been caused by the lizards, which would then suggest that Adolf Hitler is a lizard, or was a lizard.
Like we're out of control.
Yeah, pretty much.
mad lizard.
He also suggests that the Freemasons and the Illuminati are like subcategories of this Babylonian Brotherhood,
Half lizard.
which would also suggest that Beyonce and Jay-Z are lizards.
Oh, I've heard that before. I've heard Beyonce's a lizard woman.
Yeah, it crops up every now and then.
That's crazy.
Like on the internet. Also, the Clintons, Bob Hope, Mark Zuckerberg, even the Queen is apparently a lizard person.
So literally, they are in charge of the world.
Yeah, Donald Trump. I mean, if you look on Twitter, if we're going with Twitter and go hashtag Trump is unwell, there are certain pictures of Donald Trump where it's like maybe. Like there's like a subcategory of the lizard people theory where they're not shapeshifters, but they wear human skins.
Wow.
Sounds like a Slovene.
Yeah, but like that's where the Slovene came from. This conspiracy theory.
Oh, was it?
To do that though, like they would have to kill someone.
Yeah, the theory is also that they suck blood. I should have mentioned that earlier. Sorry, that's like a.
That seems like a vital point of information.
It is, yeah.
You kept that secret from us, didn't you? When were you planning to spring that up in conversation?
I like to build the suspense, Scott.
Yeah. So, like, you bring up the Slitheen. How very British of us to talk about Doctor Who, but
Yeah,
like
Who's recommend.
instantly, what it draws your mind to is there is literally lizard people at the core of the Earth in Doctor Who, isn't there?
Yeah. Fair
Yes,
enough.
and there's a lot of the basis of this theory is they live underground and or are after fields of gold that supposedly exist beneath San Francisco, which don't.
That's disappointing.
So
How do you know they don't?
well, because I googled it. But however, because
Well, that explains it all.
there has been a lot. There's been a lot, like especially recently, about certain governments in certain countries, not naming any names, perhaps censoring information that's put out to the public, or maybe changing statistics. And it could be that the lizard people found the fields of gold and then have changed any reports on it.
Obviously, yeah.
Using their immense political power so that we don't go looking for the fields of gold beneath San Francisco.
But what I mean is, like, you Googled it, is there fields of gold below San Francisco, right?
And it said, no.
Yeah, but, like, obviously it would say no.
It would, yeah. That's what
I mean,
It was like, we don't know that it's not
I mean,
there.
if I found fields of gold, then I wouldn't stop bragging about it, to be honest.
yeah, but they're the lizards, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but Scott, this is kind of what conspiracy theories are. Like, somebody is bragging that there are fields of gold beneath San Francisco, and nobody believes them.
Yeah.
Like,
So if we
somebody has to be saying it to start the rumor or the conspiracy. Somebody has to be saying it because they have seen it, or they believe they've seen it, or they've found it, I guess, somehow.
Yeah, or like they've received messages from the spirit world, a la David Icke, that they're lizard people and they're
David
fields of
Icke.
gold. And
It seems like David Icke is like comparable to other sort of religious figures. Like, it's not even like a conspiracy at this point. It's like he's turning it into a religion almost.
yeah, well, there's a solid. I can't off the top of my head remember the percentage, but I think it was like between 4 and 7% of Americans believe in the lizard people theory, which doesn't sound like much, but that's like millions of people.
No, it does. That is a lot. What's the guy who what's his name? The guy who started like Mormon religion.
Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith. Like he is like the Mormon version of this dude.
Yeah.
Like, he just found something and he's just been telling everyone. So, like, what makes any other religion in the world more, like, real? I guess it's real if you believe in it.
Yeah, like belief makes something real, and also, there are certain elements of proof in various world religions, whereas there's not much here. It's more.
I guess that's
you have to put your faith in David Icke and believe that he's telling you the truth.
Okay.
Can I ask? Did David Icke was he open about all this when he was playing football, or did this kind of happen when his career finished? If that makes sense.
So, between 67 and 73, he was playing for either Coventry City or Hereford as a goalie, and then look at me, goalie, sport, and then it wasn't until 1990.
You've never seen sport in your life, have you?
I went to the rugby once.
You're an expert.
No, I used to watch basketball on weekends with my dad.
I can't wait till our category is sport and events.
I'm screwed.
Oh yeah, that's going to go well for all of us.
I mean, Sam will be fine. Me and you.
But yeah, so it was like the late 60s and early 70s that he was doing his football, and it wasn't until 1990 that he went and saw this psychic that told him that he was going to receive messages from the spirit world, maybe about lizard people, and then in like over the next 11 years, Icke wrote a variety of books. The most famous of which is probably called The Biggest Secret, which was all about the lizard people.
I feel like we should have queued something in there, like to the biggest secret. It should have been like a ooh moment.
Ooh, I mean maybe The Biggest Secret.
Ooh, Scott, it's so late.
Jesus Christ, Scott.
Yeah, but that's just me in general. I'm always like last person to realise the running joke.
So the lizard people, apparently, well, firstly, if we look at humans biologically, as we develop in the womb, we develop all sorts of weird sort of stuff that then fuses together or disappears entirely when we come out as a baby, including dorsometacarpals, which is a type of muscle that you get in your hands and feet. And we don't have them when we're born, but we do have them in the womb. And who does have them when they're born is lizards.
Oh,
right.
So, maybe there's an element of lizard ancestry, which sort of fits in with
Oh, right. So this is saying like that we all come from lizards?
potentially. It seems to me that if there are lizard people knocking about, they aren't just going to breed with lizard people. And
guess so, yeah.
obviously,
Like half
reptile to mammal breeding would be difficult, but also if they're humanoid reptiles, then maybe they can
Hey,
use
if they
their
can
wild
shapeshift,
shapeshifting.
yeah. But then, I guess that could lead back to history as well. Like, what if Darwin actually found out that people came from lizards, and then the diagram just got messed up over time to like we came from monkeys?
Well, this sort of thing is super. I was very nearly going to say possible. Then I'm not convinced that's the right word. But,
No, come on.
You know, it's
plausible.
Potentially, it could be plausible.
But also, what if Darwin was a lizard and he just said that to throw us off?
Again, very, very possible.
Very plausible.
A lot of these, we take a lot of what historical figures said, like as gospel, like Darwin and stuff. Even you know how much I love Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes.
Yeah, you've mentioned it a bit.
He believed some bizarre stuff. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of some. Like he thought that by dissecting the human body, you could figure out what was going on inside the earth, which is like maybe not.
Very spiritual.
Yeah, he was a pretty spiritual dude.
Maybe.
But yeah, you know, it's like stuff like that. We look at what these historical people did, and then we don't really look around it at all the other stuff that they believed.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe like people who've come up with these things were also lizard people, and they have their own agendas, or they were enslaved by the lizard people. However, they apparently enslaved people.
That's much darker.
It is very dark. David Icke believes that these lizard people came around in ancient times as well, so they would have been around for millennia. And in various mythologies across the world as well, there are lizard people or like reptile characters. So like Cercops, for example, the first king of Athens in mythology, he was half snake. And so like the Lamia, Sobek was part crocodile in Egyptian mythology. Chinese mythology has the dragon kings. Even Islamic mythology has the jinn, the genies, who can shapeshift between human and reptile. And like the earliest sort of known mythology is Proto-Indo-European, which is like really, really early sort of caveman times kind of stuff. And even they had a three-headed snake as like the villain, which potentially could have led to the Christian belief of the serpent in the garden.
This is the exact point. And it's interesting that Scott made this noise.
Yeah.
This is the exact point in this episode where me and Scott just sit back in our chair and we're just thinking to ourselves, wow, we knew we got this guy, and for some reason he is really intelligent.
I'm just trying to think of who I know who could be a lizard. You know what I mean?
I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to make my segment sound this like good, sound this intelligent. Like I'm just going to be
just wing it.
Right, you're saying that this sounds intelligent, but I can't stress enough. I am talking about shape-shifting.
No.
Like
I know,
8 foot tall lizard people.
You just spent like 5 minutes talking about like mythologies and stuff, which is really interesting. But like, it also is like intellectual to talk about that kind of thing.
Yeah, I suppose.
This is the most intellectual this conversation is probably going to get. Let's be honest. With the greatest respect to Sam and me.
Well, if you want to go a bit less intellectual, there's a theory that Justin Bieber is a lizard. Would you like to hear about that?
I mean, that's understandable.
I feel like if we take this onto personal terms, then people like it might be a step too far. You know what I mean? Like, fair enough if you want to target like Hitler, that's fine because he's not a nice dude. But like.
Justin Bieber is.
No, but what I mean is, no one's going to come at us for talking bad about Hitler.
That's true.
That's fair.
Well, I don't know. I mean, have you seen the Blues Brothers? This could end badly.
I've not. No. Can you explain?
They get chased by neo-Nazis like across America.
Ah, right. Okay.
Anyway, lizard people.
Lizard people. Yeah. So the Justin Bieber theory, and I would like to claim this by saying, if Justin Bieber is a lizard, that doesn't necessarily make him a bad person. It just means that he's a shape-shifting lizard. So, you know. And shape-shifting lizards can be nice too, I would imagine. There's a theory that Barack Obama is one of them. I like Obama, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big theory that the Queen's one of them. I love the Queen. Queen's great. So, the Justin Bieber theory, in Perth Now, which is a magazine from Perth in Australia, in March 2017, there was allegedly an article saying how hundreds of fans saw Justin Bieber at an airport and they were like, oh, look, it's Justin Bieber, as you would be, started filming, and he turned into a lizard.
Right, okay,
Like,
so...
he was talking to his bodyguard, he started to shapeshift into a lizard, and his bodyguard was like, hey, everyone, put your phones away. The things to disprove this are that there is no film of Justin Bieber turning into a lizard from anyone's phone, and that the headline capitalizes every word, and Perth now don't do that in their headlines. However, this could be another example of lizard people covering up the media, because we are inclined to believe what the media tell us. So someone will have gone, look, I saw this article in Perth Now. Perth Now went, no, you didn't, and we all go, they must be right.
So obviously, well, now we all have we have actual degrees in knowing how to sing, right?
Yeah.
So
I hope so.
When you listen to people like pop stars, like say like Beyonce, we were talking about, Justin Bieber, them kind of people, and you listen to their voices, and you're kind of like, oh well, that sounds a bit edited, and then you watch a video of them live, and they are actually like that unreal. Like, is this something like lizard folk have? Like, they just have like unreal singing voices, and like pop, they get famous because they can sing so well.
Well, if they can shapeshift, then as long as they know enough about vocal technique, they would have the pipes.
Oh my god, I never
Because
thought about that.
if they can shapeshift their entire bodies, then they could probably isolate as well, and they
That
could
is an unreal thought.
change their vocal tracks to be better.
That's plausible. This is why you're the intelligent one.
Like, Alex Brightman has those special things that can make him sing as Beetlejuice. Like, maybe Alex Brightman's a lizard person, and we wouldn't believe that he's 8 feet tall because he's like little.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I was going to bring that up. If Justin Bieber was a lizard, right, and this was true, and for some reason, like hundreds of people recorded him turning into a lizard, and no one's ever seen the footage. Fair enough. That kind of thing happens. But
sure, yeah,
standard.
If he was a lizard, and say that he were to sing in his, like, say he shapeshifted, but he forgot his vocal cords, can you imagine? And he started singing. Do you think it would sound different as a lizard?
There's various footage of singers who are incredibly talented but maybe don't have the best technique, like Brendan Urie. And there's like some days he's absolutely flawless and he's singing like perfectly. Other days probably because
he's part lizard.
He smokes and drinks a lot of alcohol. Or maybe because he's part lizard.
Yeah.
He sounds a little bit less great. Maybe he's just tired. Maybe he's not shapeshifted his vocal cords and he's still singing like a lizard.
Shout out to Brendan Urie if he's watching.
Right, well, what I was going to ask is, Scotty C.
Yeah?
Can you please show us exactly what Justin Bieber would sound like if he sang as a lizard? Thank you.
Give me a Bieber song.
Baby, baby, baby. Ooh.
That's an old one. Okay.
That's a classic.
Yeah, I don't know the new ones.
Go on then.
Is
that you getting the lyrics up? I can hear typing.
Of course it's me getting my lyrics up, Sam.
Wow, type a bit louder, please.
The lyrics are literally baby, 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 ooh. Baby, 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 ooh. Baby, 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 ooh. I thought you'd always be mine. Unless a lizard was sort of be like...
I would imagine if I were a lizard, right? It's hypothetical, and it's definitely plausible. If I was a lizard, then I'd imagine myself sounding quite nasally, like you're holding your nose.
Right, well, we don't need the theory behind it.
We just want to hear it.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, hang on.
Well, I mean, the clock's ticking like...
He's warming up.
I was like, baby, 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 oh. That one. I think it sounds like that.
All right, well, that bit's getting cut, isn't it?
Good.
Let's just keep going.
Right, you can't put me on the spotlight right, and expect me to come up with something funny. Like, improv is not my skill, Sam. You know this. You've known me for 3 years.
Let's just keep going, Reuben. Come on.
Knew this was a bad idea.
Oh man.
So Justin Bieber is a lizard, confirmed. A few other celebrities are lizards. Is there any other evidence or proof you want to get off your chest before we wrap that one up?
I cannot express enough. There is no evidence or proof. You've just sort of got to listen to these theories and go, maybe it's potentially possible. And you can't be certain about it, but you also, if I said to you, prove to me that the Queen isn't a shape-shifting lizard, you can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very fair. Okay, well, thank you for that closing statement.
Not a problem.
Round of applause for
Thank you very much.
Austin and his very factual brain of lizard people. Scott, how do you feel about all that? Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? Do you partially believe it? What's going on in that brain?
I believe certain bits are definitely plausible, like when Reuben was talking about how in the womb you're grown with certain things that lizards have. I think there could be some level of plausibility to it, but I've not a clue, to be honest. Not gonna lie, I've not got a
Well, there's the motto.
opinion on it.
Not got a clue.
If that makes
I think the fact that you don't have a concrete opinion on if there are shape-shifting lizards means that this is a success.
Yeah, I would say so. I think to come out and say, after discussing all that you solidly believe there is no such thing would be very closed-minded. And I think there is always possibility for anything, or at least I like to think that way. So I will also deem this one as not a clue.
Fantastic.
So I'd say that's a decent success for you there, Reuben.
well done, Reuben.
Thank you very much.
Hello, me again. I hope you enjoyed our very first episode of Random Ramblings about nothing really in particular. If you did enjoy and you're still awake now, then please make sure to turn on any notifications that you have available for the podcast or for any of our social media so that you don't miss out on the second episode, in which Scott will be telling us about the many different theories surrounding the assassination of JFK in his own special Scott way. We can't wait to see you there on our next episode of Face for Radio. See ya!